each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning. Happy Sober Wednesday. Happy Recovery Wednesday. There's got to be something that goes with it. There's got to be one way to start this. See, if it's not fun to say, then it doesn't, it's called a hook. Right? I tell you that half the stuff I do here is by luck. I think I've just learned several different things that I don't know. I'm sure there's some talent to it. But I think this shows more. I've done it for so long, it just kind of feels normal. Oh. So let's see. What songs did Dion sing before today? Let's see if we can remember them. The first one was Don't Speak by No Doubt. What was the second one? Oh, Juicy. The next song that came on was Juicy by Better Than Ezra. I highly recommend that song. And Gives You Hell by American Rejects. Those are the three songs I used to warm up my voice today. I'm sure you're all so glad to hear about it. So glad, so happy. Oh, I'm a little wore out. Yesterday was a tough freaking day, man. It was a tough day, and I'm emotionally drained. I will still do the best that I can. I'm not in a bad mood or anything. I'm wore out. It's it's a combination of things, but what are you gonna do? Still gotta have a good day, right? Yeah. Probably just means maybe I won't get as much as I usually get done today. Who knows? We got the 2:00 meeting, so got to get out of the house, go get some things done. We got that today, so we'll see how that goes. They have 7 locations. That's where I'm feeling overwhelmed. There's 7 locations that they want us to go and speak at, and it's getting mixed up in my head. I've got a few projects going on, and they tend to meld together. Healthy breaths, deep breaths, and out. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. I'm your host. You may call me Neon Dion. Dion, people remember my name different ways. It depends on your age. Nowadays, it's Neon Dion. That hasn't changed. It's been that way for a few years, several years. That's probably the longest one. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. Before that, it was Celine Dion. That's how people memorize my name. Before that, it was Dionne Warwick. But I was named after Dion. I always say Bonaducci, but that is Danny Bonaducci from the Partridge Family. He was Dion from Dion the Belmonts. Dion, it's something like that. All right, doesn't matter. We're gonna be on. We're getting to page 62 is what we're gonna be at today. All right. We're gonna go back because we're talking about step 3 here. So we're gonna go back. We're going to start after the ABCs on page 60. So good morning, Daryl. It's good to see you, dude. Good to see you. It's good to be seen. I'm going to put a bet on the table how long it takes Daryl to switch from Facebook to YouTube. I'm going to bet 2 minutes. That's my bet. I just know you're real. I know, when you only have about, 6, 7 listeners, you get to know them pretty well. Right, right. I forgot to grab my fan. Yeah. So guess what I'm gonna do? While Daryl's switching, I'm gonna go grab my fan. See my face and it gets you well, and it gets you well. All right. Here we are, the infamous trudging. You know, if there's a fan that has trudged, it is this one. I mean, the base doesn't even stay on anymore. It's always leaning. I've had to fix this thing probably 5 times. See, that's the difference between us boomers, Gen Xers, and the rest. We will continue on with what we have. We will fix what it is that we have, even if we have the money to go buy something else. Yesterday, my wife tried to give me a new wallet. I said, honey, this is the 3rd wallet I've ever owned, and I'm dying with it. Thank you. Nothing wrong with the one I have. Fits perfectly where it sits. It's conformed. Let's get started. Being convinced, we were at step 3, which is we decided to turn our will and our lives over the care of God as we understood him. Just what do we mean by that, and just what do we do? About that. Welcome back, Daryl. Good to have you on the show. It was longer than 2 minutes. I lost the bet. All right. So we're making a decision. Okay. This is what it feels like. You're standing on the edge of a cliff. Your feet, in your bare feet, your feet are half hanging off that cliff and you're teetering. And you're either going to jump or you're going to turn back and go the way you came. We call this the jumping off place. And it's a literal sense. And well, you're not going to actually jump off a cliff. It's not a literal sense. All right. But that's what step 3 is. It's kind of an all or nothing proposition. Now, you don't have to do it perfectly. That's the good part about it. All right. I tell you now, it ain't until you jump off that cliff and find that God's going to catch you and lead you to safety. It's a trust issue. Got to have some faith. But in the end, that's what it's going to be. You're going to jump off that cliff and God's going to catch you, or you're going to land in the water safely with a beautiful swan dive, because you will have tapped into an inner resource. You know, Amber says you can jump off or you can hold on and ask for help. Yeah, that's not what I'm really going for. Well, yeah, God catch me. God catch me. About 30 hours and I'll be fucking camping. Somebody's ready to get out of town. Yeah. I was tired of people yesterday. Right. I don't consider my AA meetings people-y, though. Oh, but I've had enough of people yesterday. I'm feeling you, Amber. The first requirement is that we be convinced that any life run on self-will can hardly be success. On that basis, we are almost always in collision with something or somebody, even though our motives are good. This is something that I've been looking at a lot lately. I confronted myself on something last night. I have this negative nature that I'm kind of working on. You know, it's just another part of my anger and getting better at it, making small strides, trying to be a little bit more open-minded, right? So most people try to live by self-propulsion. Each person is like an actor who wants to run the whole show, is forever trying to arrange the lights, the ballet, the scenery, and the rest of the players in his own way. If his arrangements would only stay put, if people would only do what the fuck I said. I'm kidding. That's not in there. This is what we're saying. If only people would do as he wished, the show would be great. Would it? Would the show be great? Huh. What they're talking about here, at least for me, is I was never satisfied with anything. And I've got to find some satisfaction in this world. Right. I was talking with this young lady about Sober Bar, right? And I talked about Sober Bar, and I'd like to kind of insert something. Last time they put out a Sober Bar, the recovery community tried to use it as a recovery resource, and it injured us. That's my fear. That is my fear around it. If people want to have a Sober Bar, go for it. But our landing place was this, because they didn't quite agree with me. We agreed on everybody kind of deserves a safe space in order to heal. That we can agree on. So if we can agree on that, then we can start to get somewhere, right? Even if those other opinions are out there, then we can start to get somewhere. Well, this is about the satisfactions of life. Are you satisfied with your life? Am I satisfied with life right now? I would say no. My first thought was no. But I'm going to think on that a little bit deeper, right? Because there are some major things going on. And I confronted something yesterday in therapy too. That's why I'm a little woo-woo. Okay. Long coming. That's the hardest. I saved the hardest for last. This was, and it's still, I'm like the ends of my body. I can feel it like tingling a little bit. It's not a breath thing or anything. It's just my feelings. I feel like I'm buzzing. My body is kind of buzzing. It's going away. So, right. Everybody himself would be pleased. Life would be wonderful. Now we don't know that because I didn't take other people into consideration when I put this show together. I didn't. In trying to make these arrangements, our actor may sometimes be quite virtuous. He may be kind, considerate, patient, generous, even modest and self-sacrificing. On the other hand, he may be egotistical, selfish, and dishonest. But with most humans, he is more likely to have varied traits. Here's the thing. Yeah, I'm going to start out the show, and I'm going to be nice about it because I want what I want. So I'm being nice to you. Not kind. I'm being nice to you because I want what I want. Well, the motive is no good already because I want what I want. Because I will just soon as bring out my anger if I need to. Okay. I was two-faced. I don't know how many times while I was drinking, even in the first 3-4 years, and every now and again it still happens. Dion, you contradict yourself. And it's not untrue. It happens. It still happens to me every now and again. So I correct that error. I take a look at it. I confront it right. So what usually happens? Well, the show doesn't come off very well. Every now and again, my phone just starts it starts to take what I'm saying and looking things up. I don't know what it is that I'm saying that's making it do that, though. What usually happens? Well, the show doesn't come off very well. He begins to think life doesn't treat him right. He decides to exert himself more. He becomes on the next occasion still more demanding or gracious as the case may be. You thought that was it. You thought that was the level of the manipulation. Nope. Put away that pocketbook. There's more. Amber says, as a result of you going live does help people so you feel useful and continue to speak the solution because it's a fact that it works. Thank you, Amber. Oh, you're going to make me cry. Thank you. I appreciate that. I do hope I'm helping people. I really, really do. And even here, I have to admit, sometimes I put on a face for you guys. Sure, I do. But when things are hard, I don't hide it from you. But I do want you to see that things can be falling down around you and you can still have a good attitude. And I don't even achieve that sometimes here. Right? But it's been a long time since I've had a rant. It's been a long time since I had a rant or even felt the need to do it. Hey, you made me cry a little, Amber. I love you, sweetie. All right. Still, the play does not suit him. That's because it's never going to suit him. It is never. One is too much, and 1,000 is not enough. When it came to life, when it came to anything that made me feel good, I was insatiable. There was never enough. I was a very dangerous drinker. I could only buy the amount of alcohol that was safe because I would drink in blackouts. If there was alcohol around, there was never any more alcohol in the morning when I came to, ever. Nope. I did not plan that far ahead. Admitting he may be somewhat at fault, this might be me, but I doubt it. He is sure that other people are more to blame. He becomes angry, indignant, self-pitying. What is his basic trouble? Is he not really a self-seeker when trying to be kind? And that describes Dion to a T when he drinking. It wasn't until I figured out why I was doing all of this, because I didn't know. I could not see it. I had so much bullshit blocking it. And thank God for that 4-step that put it right in my face and said, Dion, this is how you're lying. This is how you're manipulating. And then I'm like, and then it finally clicked. That didn't even happen the first time I got sober. It didn't quite click. But when I did my 4-step this time, oh man, it was a slap in the face. It was what I call the 2x4 effect, where you just get hit in the head with a 2x4 and ding. This was it. I didn't even know. I didn't know I was doing this. That is what's real fucked up about this disease. Yeah, Daryl says, Dale Carnegie, How to Make Friends and Influence People, A Manipulator's Guide to the Galaxy. Ever says, if I would have thrown in the towel yesterday, I would have walked away with 2 sales, but I stuck it out till end of day and last minute got 5 more. Yeah. Yes, that is life. Just stay positive, even with the raging migraine. Good job. I can tell you, you're much better at that than I am. When I'm in pain, well, that's not true. I'm always in fucking pain. I'm in pain right now. What am I talking about? But not a raging migraine. That's different. I'm sorry. Good job. What do we call that? And we alcoholics have it. Perseverance. Perseverance. That's using our defiance, because we're very defiant people, in the right way. Defiance isn't bad unless we make it bad. Right? For the most. Okay, it may mean something different for non-alcoholics, but for alcoholics, that's what that means. We have different, even the definition of insanity is different for us. All right. Is he not a victim of the delusion that he can wrest satisfaction and happiness out of this world if he only manages well? Is it not evidence to all the rest of the players these are the things he wants? And do not his actions make each of them wish to retaliate, snatching all they can get out of the show? Is he not, even in his best moments, a producer of confusion rather than harmony? Ding dong, the witch is caught. There it is. I was a producer of confusion rather than harmony. And I can still slip into that easily. All I have to do is get caught up in worldly clamors, and that'll come out in me. Nah. Yeah, I got on myself last night. I'm like, Dion, you got to quit stirring the pot online. You got better things to do than start a fucking argument with people to try and prove yourself right. You got to stop it. Yeah. Yeah. That's why I came to that agreement with that person earlier about the sober bar, because I had written something and I could see why they would get angry. I got to watch that shit. So instead, I'm going to start doing something else now. I am not allowed to write anything unless it is positive and creates harmony. I will slip every now and again, but now that I'm focused on it, it will happen less. Amber says, I've had them my whole life. It's only been a year or so since I'm able to tell myself it's temporary and not contagious. Oh, see if a doctor can do something about that. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of different reasons why you might have a headache. I'm sure everybody tells you all the time, are you drinking enough water? You drinking enough water? Shut the fuck up. Water's the first place I went. Not only that, but you're a Virgo, so I know that's exactly what you would say. Because that's what I would say. Our actor is self-centered, egocentric, as people like to call it nowadays. He is like the retired businessman who lows in the Florida sunshine in the winter, complaining of the sad state of the nation. See, never satisfied. Never satisfied. The minister who sighs over the sins of the 20th century, politicians and reformers who sure all would be utopia if the rest of the world would only behave. The outlaw safecracker who thinks society has wronged him, and the alcoholic who has lost all and is locked up. Whatever our protestations, are not most of us concerned with ourselves, our resentments, and our self-pity? Yeah, I was. I was more concerned about that. But when my concern turned into helping somebody else out of it, this started to dissipate. The best way to get out of self, help someone else. I mean, it's the only way I know. Do something, go create more harmony. Let's say you did create more harmony and God blessed you with something. You know what you do at that point? You double down, you go do it again. Oh, I'm satisfied. Now, we only need to be satisfied to the point of peace and harmony. Beyond that, no, go get more. There's more peace. There's more harmony. Yeah. Now we're going to get to the reading selfishness, self-centeredness. And then they're real nice here. They're real kind because that's how we alcoholics need it. That we think is the root of our trouble. Now that is the root of our trouble. Okay. And we're driven by 100 forms. We are driven by 100 forms of fear. I'm going to go by, because I'm going to be yakking for a second on this one. So I'm going to get what Amber says. No one says that to me because I'm the only one that drinks actual water. And I won't leave the house without quit typing. It's moving on me. Without an ice bottle, usually stainless steel. I used to take meds as a kid. Oh, is it what I is? I know I can live without it. They're usually caused by my neck and usually chiropractor. Oh, so it's a neck thing. Yesterday I was stiff and couldn't get my neck to pop and bam, headache. Okay. All right. Question would be then, why is your neck hurting? I used to have severe neck pain. It was stress. Ozzy and my cousin Bill show me I don't want back or spinal surgery. Yeah, I can see why. So driven by 100 forms of fear, self-delusion, self-seeking, and self-pity, we step on the toes of our fellows and they retaliate. Here's the thing. We don't even realize we're doing it. We think we're doing the right thing. Oh, well, their toes need to be stepped on. They need a little motivation here. So I'm going to be the motivation. I'm going to be this. I'm going to be that. Right? What are these? These are all masks. These are the masks that Dion wore to get what he wanted. That's all it was. The different masks of Dion. And there were hundreds of them. Yeah. Let's check something out. Since we don't use dictionaries anymore. We used to do this all the time. How many definitions of self are there in the dictionary? That is not what I asked. It did not give me. Okay. Well, I'll let you in. It's hundreds. There are hundreds of definitions of self in the dictionary. Wish I would have just answered the question instead. Yeah. Right. It's not by accident that fear starts that. It's fear. Fear I'm not going to get what I want, or fear I'm going to lose something I want or that I already have. Attachment. What do they say about attachment in Star Wars? Look what happened to Anakin Skywalker. He got attached to Padme, and before you know, he goes to the dark side. He's killing children, blowing up planets, all sorts of shit. Attachment is the road to the dark side. We think it's love. It's not. It's attachment. It's a mental illness. It's what it is emotional sobriety. You hear a lot of people running around about emotional sobriety. Emotional sobriety is, as explained by Bill in it, it can certainly be more than that. But according to what I've read about it in AA, it is this. Stop using other people for your emotional nature, period. Whether it's anger, happiness, or anything else. So we step on the toes of our fellows. Sometimes they hurt us, seemingly without provocation. But we invariably find that at some time in the past, we have made decisions based on self, which later places us in a position to be hurt. My experience it says this is true. It does. I am not going to. Oh shit. It's my orthopedic point. I got to answer this, guys. I'm so sorry. Hello? Was anybody there? Right? So, you don't get away with anything in this life. You're not going to get away with none. Now, have you been to any Zoom meetings? You've been in any Zoom meetings where somebody is, we call them trolls, bombers, things like that, but you got to be careful where you say that, how you say that word. That is Rock Creek calling me again. I really need to take this. I love you. Thank you all for being here. I love you.